Yo, hello and welcome. So look, I know this isn't my typical type of video where I would just, be playing games, making fun, having memes and everything like that. But one of the things I had to say is, bro, I had to make this so I can say, bro, Tekken Season 2 is absolutely, garbage. And I understand, I love Tekken versus the next person. I've been playing Tekken since, at least, Tekken 6 and, Tekken Tag. And I'm just right now, this season is, absolutely trash. Everything that I wanted for Season 2 has not been happening, and I just don't know how to react to it. And it genuinely makes me kind of what did I pay $70 for? So first, I wanted to mention a couple of the issues. It was kind of just so first, we have everybody in the game overpowered. I understand, you're oh, we have people who are top tier, so let's make everyone else good. So since everyone else is better and everyone else is a good character, nobody's bad, and that's cool and all, but it's now it's just a game that just came to a point where it's just run my offense. I don't like the way it kind of went into this, because it's just I liked it when the game had a defense in it, and the only defense you have in the game now is just sidestepping and being able to sidestep your streams or whatever. But even then, I can't keep out the majority of this stuff. I can't even power cut the way out of certain stuff. And obviously that's cool. It's cool that you get power cut, you get crushed out of your power cut. And that's fine. But I still feel this should be some form of getting in your way. The other joke cards aren't good, but they're also they're good at the same time. And I'm just kinda bro, I don't know how to react to it. But look, it's just this game has got me in such a state where it's I went back to playing Street Fighter 6, and I'm actually taking my time out of my day to get better at that game than I am to get better at Tekken 8. I want to learn the game, and I want to be able to play this game in a state where I'm running. A state where I'm having fun. But right now, I'm not having the best time with it, and I can't even lie. It's just I don't know how to talk about it. We have people that have almost full screen we have people that full screen mids. We have pro players complaining about the game being trash. We have people who legit stop playing the game just because the game is not as good as it used to be. And I completely understand because I'm in the exact same situation. So it's what do you want from me? What do you want me to do? But I did want to make this video so I can come and show you that I even had a conversation with the top 9 victor actually in the world. I wanted you guys to kind of see and hear his thoughts. Look at the Tekken talk, but better because it's more people who actually know the game to a decent level. And I just want to say, I just doing things that Harada and all the other people don't even play just the game themselves to realize how it's gonna be. Because if you said at the start that you see how offensive the game is and oppressive it is for everybody to be in the corner or even being pressed every little second, why didn't you just decide to make it more give us more defense options or give us more movement? This game feels stiff compared to Tekken 8, Tekken 7, my fault. It feels stiffer Tekken 7 than in Tekken 6 or whatever. So it's I don't know. We have people who have TODs in this game, characters who are literally doing straight unblockables, doing things that they can't jab in and out of. We have Jack A, just legit the most broken character in the game right now. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it at that, and I'm gonna go ahead and take us right to the clips of me talking to the top 9 victor in the world. His name is Eduardo. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a little link in there for him for his YouTube. And other than that, I hope you enjoy. Enjoy the next Tekken talk that's better than the regular one. And I don't want to look like I'm one of the only ones who complaining or things is yeah, this is just him. Look, we have I'm gonna actually show you guys clips of pro players doing things. For example, this is one of FDX.
The 5-fox fire! Again! I understand. Thanks for the tip, coach.
Round 3. Fight.
Uh-oh. Looks like our back is against the wall. 5-fox fire! Oh my god! Ba-da-ba-ba-ba!
Okay, that wasn't enough. Let me show you one of the Dragon of combos that actually includes an unblockable at the end of the combo, and it's a confirm.
왔냐? 형님 어떤데? 섹시 컴보 어떤데?
Oh, is that not enough? Okay, for some people who watches low tier god like myself, right? A lot of people don't like him. I don't really care. I enjoy his content. I think it's funny to watch. But for example, this is a tweet he posted last year when the game first came out, saying the game was a match-friendly scrub-like game for anybody to just hop on. And at the time, I thought I was doing some. I thought I was doing some work. I thought I was actually like getting good at the game. And now I feel like, dang, Lotte God really told me before it even happened. So, what we gonna say now? All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and lead it to the podcast time now. Hope y'all enjoy. It took a lot of time, and I definitely think it was worth it. Hopefully, anybody who watches this will send this out to Banco, post it on Twitter, post it on TikTok, post it anything else. But other than that, that's gonna be all for me.
Ready.
All right. So here I brought my friend Edwalo. He's one of the top 9 victor in the world, and what's his name? He was a God of Destruction last season for what's his name, Tekken, and he's now a Tekken Emperor, if I'm correct.
Tekken
And
Emperor now, yeah.
and like I just said, top 9 in the world. So he knows the game better than I did. He actually helped me learn Victor as much as I did. So I'm actually about to ask him, like, what are your thoughts on Tekken Season 2 right now?
Well, with Season 2 right now with Tekken, it's in a very questionable spot.
Mm-hmm.
The game, I wrote down a ton of notes about like what is wrong with the game right now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right now, just to be completely honest, Season 2 is completely god awful. It's terrible.
I
The
agree. I agree.
game, one of the main things about the game right now is that we're all talking about is the game is just extremely hyper aggressive now.
Yeah, and it
Like
leaves
I
no
think that's
room
like
for
the
defense. Like it's kind of
no
annoying.
room for defense. And I think the one thing about it is too is that, they put a patch out and promising defense options where we didn't get a single bit of defense.
Exactly.
Not a single bit of defense options
I
came into
agree.
it. The only defense thing they did that was really good was the sidestep update, right?
And
The
even
sidestep
then,
update,
like I have to say,
yeah.
even then, it didn't even feel like that different. Like, look, when you like put a game like Tekken 7 to Tekken 8, you can definitely feel there's a difference in movement. You were able to sidestep way more like fluid than you are in Tekken 8, and even in this new update, it doesn't feel that
No. I
much.
mean, Tekken compared to because me, playing all the way back from Tag 2. I mean,
Hmm.
the sidestepping in Tag 2 feels pretty on par with Tekken 8's movement right now.
Hmm.
I mean, Tekken 7 was very the gameplay in Tekken 7 was very more methodical.
Yeah.
Sidestepping had a huge impact. The movement was very, very it was very it was very stiff from Tekken 7 going to Tekken 8. Tekken
I'd
8's
agree.
movement is by far better. I give Bandai that. The new sidestep mechanic in Tekken 8 is really good. Like you can sidestep left now, you can sidestep right, any direction you want, even if you're on the ground, if you're on Oki, if you're on anything. You can
Yeah,
just if you're in forced crouch, you can finally sidestep right, sidestep left. And
that's
in
fun.
my matches as well, I've had that experience of like, oh, okay, I can now sidestep right if I'm in this situation now.
All right.
I can punish in this situation. So I give Tekken 8 that. Tekken 8, sidestep mechanic is formidably like amazing. Like it's
Okay.
by far really good.
All right. I feel you.
Um, that's like the only defense thing they put out though. Everything else was just shut off.
And I think it's like
They're
absolutely crazy that like they added all this stuff into the game, and to a point it almost feels like they didn't even play test it themselves, because like
mhm.
when and like obviously I assume when you make a game you're gonna test it out and like you're gonna know how the game works, but when you give it to the players, there's gonna be people who are gonna try to break the game or try to like actually deep dive into it. So when I don't believe there's people on their team that can actually like experiment with the things that they can do,
So,
like how we do.
yeah,
I don't know if
because
that makes sense.
funny that you explain that too is because The way I feel like they tested the game is what they're really trying to do is they keep saying this whole entire situation like they're trying to appeal to like casuals,
Hmm.
right? But here's the main thing. Casuals don't even like the fucking game right now.
And that's insane. That's
They don't
insane.
even like the game. They legitimately don't even like the game, knowing that the game is too aggressive. Here's the thing: the game gives their whole entire gimmick of like, oh, let's improve the game. Their way of improving the game, let's put more BS stuff and make everyone have plus frames so they can't do
Hmm.
anything. These whole entire moves with plus frames legit caters to the one rule they want to follow is just everything is catered to a 50-50.
And it doesn't make sense.
Everything everything in this game right now is catered to a full on 50-50. Everything in this game right now
Exactly.
has no methodical playthrough, no situational value, nothing. There's no reward for defending,
Yeah, and
right?
I
There's no
feel,
reward.
and I also feel like, bro, because legit, like, I'll admit, like I believe to be like an intermediate player. I sidestep a little bit. I don't do that many defensive options. Like I'll admit, my biggest thing for Victor, he has like a power crush and it's down back on +2, which we both know very well.
Yeah.
And I used to use that all the time to get me out of situations. I feel like I can't even do that anymore. And it's just like you said, it's everything's a 50-50 now. And legit, this game is just to me, if came to, it's just run my offense the game. If you have a better offensive tools, then you're gonna
Exactly.
win.
The game legitimately because I just ran into rank, right, and just
Hmm.
have sets of I wanted just to test something out. I legit just blocked the whole like just a whole game, right? I tried blocking a whole game, and there's no benefit. There's nothing.
You're getting chipped
There's
away
no
at.
benefit. There's no benefit to blocking because you just get chipped away every single time. If you misread one single block,
You're gone.
right? You're gonna get hit by a low. You're gonna get hit by a mid, and it's just how it is.
Exactly.
Blocking
Insane.
has no functional value in this game. If you're going into Tekken 8 thinking that blocking is gonna help you out, it's not.
Yeah,
Right? The
crazy.
main key thing about this game now is if you can sidestep very well. That is it. There's no such thing as blocking. If you can read a sidestep, if you know your plus frames, if you know your minus frames, then okay, you know how to sidestep. You got a punish. Blocking does not give you any line of punishment now because no one's gonna block no more. It's the exact same way of like, I'm gonna use a good example of like Raven, right?
Yeah.
When Raven goes into back turn, he uses moves that you can just sidestep. If you block it, there's no point. I'm
Yeah.
just going to sidestep. I'm going to take the chance of a 50-50,
And
and I'm going to
sidestep.
sidestep the move and launch him.
And that's all you only
I'm
have
not
to
going to.
do.
That's all I have to do. There's no line of where if I block it correctly or if I take, a blockage,
You can't properly punish it off
what
of like a wall
I
rising
can't
move or something
properly
like that.
punish it. Yeah, there's no because here's the thing. Raven has a string that's both it's a mid high, but it jails. Right? There's a jailing mid high. There's no methodical situation where I'm just going to try to duck something or take a mix. No, I'm just going to step it. I'm not going to
Exactly.
block. What's the point of blocking if I'm just going to be jailed all the time?
Yeah, exactly. And
And
I'm
that's it.
feeling that.
And that's the main situation is like that's the first topic is like the game is just extremely hyper aggressive. Now, here's the one thing as well is that we on the discussion like the game just lacks no methodical defense.
It
There's
has
no
nothing.
processing of thinking about defense. The
Because
game structurally gives you no reward for defending. There's no reward.
I
The
agree.
only reward you get is if you sidestep correctly or if you labbed a certain flow chart that people do, and if you sidestep that flow chart.
I'm saying.
It's the exact same. Like one of my good partners, who's a Raven player, Cryo Mythic. He's a very good Raven player. He's top two right now in the charts right now for season 2. But he knows that his shit is BS. He specifically knows he can just get away with this whole
Because
entire
he has
flow
all that
chart
stuff
rotation.
and no one wants to
There's
sidestep it.
so much. There's so much stuff that people don't know about characters right now. It's like, for example, Raven has new moves that covers left side step and right side step.
And
Whatever
it's like,
you
what do you
choose,
do?
it doesn't matter. What do you do?
It's either
You
block or
have
just
to
take the hit.
you either just block, you just block and you take the hits and you luckily get a yes. And you're stuck in this spin cycle.
And I just can't
Because
do
here's the
that.
thing, because Raven has a new 20 frame low now, and he still
Hmm.
has a 16 frame low that's still very good. It's like, what am I going to be guessing for? If I sidestep
Exactly.
left, it's going to get cooked. If he does the other low, it covers sidestep left. if I don't guess correctly, I'm not getting any value from it. And that's the one thing. The defense is just god awful. It's terrible. The
So I
other
mean,
topic
yeah.
that we're gonna go on too as well is the one main issue that everyone is hating right now is like, okay, you added these new sidestep options.
Hmm.
Good job. But there are situations right now is that characters have too much tracking.
Oh yeah, and
There
I do
is
agree with that because especially like we have a new homing move, our 1+2 in stance that literally is a high slash, so you can't slice up left right. If you have to legit like preemptively sidewalk that if you want to really get away from it, or you gotta duck and try to punish. So it's like there is like in
yeah.
every character has an amazing track. Like Brian already had, we know Brian had like some of the best tracking in the game with some of his moves,
Yeah.
especially in his like his snake
No,
stance or whatever.
I think his quarter circle like one his elbow that he does
Yeah, exactly. That has so much
it
tracking.
tracks. It tracks so bad. Here's the thing though. I think what people need to understand is that like when it comes to tracking is there's moves that make for Victor's case, he didn't have anything that tracked via well in eye stance. There's characters that got buffed and nerfed for the right reason, or just
Yeah.
any character that got buffed for the right reason,
I mean,
right?
yeah,
I mean, Victor's situation that he got a homing move from an eye stance, it makes sense because everyone steps eye stance. Everyone's starting to step more. Everyone's gonna sidestep more, and it makes sense to give moves that make sense to homing.
I
But
feel you.
another example that doesn't make sense for a character that should get a homing move at all is June.
June and
June
Jin, I
has
feel
a June and Jin has a long range homing move that doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't at all, and I completely get
June
it.
June has a freaking long range homing move counter hit that's block on +6.
And it's the
It
same
is a
thing with
+6 homing move.
same thing with
Tell
her
me
heat.
that, but no, here's the thing. Tell me that makes sense why you should think that you're gonna give a character
Mm-hmm.
that has an install with both a long range that hits at 4 and
Exactly.
has a homing move that's +6
Like,
and
what are you
it
doing?
counter hits, and it gives you a counter hit combo to be exact.
And it's like, what are we doing with this now?
There's things that just don't make sense why a character should have a +6 homing move while people are complaining about other characters. For example, like when people are complaining about Victor,
Yeah.
that he got nerfed, not his situation. But now people are starting to see the situation.
And like
People are
another
not
thing,
understanding.
like going on that, like I gotta really mention, this game is just turned like straight like stance in the stand. I don't. It's a stance heavy based game now, and
It's
it's
stance heavy.
crazy.
It's just exactly how it is. It's like June has an install that puts her into stance, and she can just hit you from anywhere in the world. Lars has a +6 high, and Ellie has a his DB3 now,
Yeah,
which tracks still. It's still a great track move that gives him +6.
which is absolutely
Everything,
crazy.
but here's the thing though, everything is a plus frame move now. There's no function of like, oh, he's +6. He's +6. What are you gonna press?
And what do you want to do? Like, come on.
What are you gonna do? There's no pressing. There's no control on pressing anything. If he's +6, you can't press. You're
Exactly.
going to have to. You're going to take 50, and that's not only that. They added another type of 50-50 where he's +5 or plus. I think it was +5 or
And I
+6.
haven't even run
There's a
into that yet, so
high.
I hope I don't.
Yeah,
Shoot.
and that's the thing. I've been running into that all the time. There's been so many people who've been playing Lars, Horang, June,
Mm.
Reyna,
Yeah,
Zafina. Because they not only that, Paul, Jack 8, because they know they can get away with a lot of this BS.
I agree. I get
We're
it.
not even getting the topic of Jack 8's crap yet
We
because
ain't, we
he's
don't
like
even want to talk about the infinite. Like, nah,
his
hold on.
make some noise is +8.
And it's uninterruptible. At least right now, it's
It's an
uninterruptible.
uninterruptible
They
+8
say they're
move.
gonna fix it, but I'm like, bro,
I don't
if
even think. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If they fix that move, here's two things I know they're gonna do when they fix them. They're either gonna turn down the plus frames, or they're just gonna just lower down the tracking. But it doesn't matter. The move is still a mix-up.
exactly.
The move is still a freaking mix-up, and I think that's one issue. And here's the thing: I'm going over every character right now that has the biggest issue right now. The biggest issue right now. I'm going through every character right now that has the biggest issue that I came across right now. I've labbed every single character, and I can tell you one thing: what characters are having the biggest issues right now, or just a total issue for the game,
Let me hear it. Let
just
me
in
hear it.
general. So Jack, Leroy, Law, Fang, Alyssa, Drag, Jin, Paul, Horang, Nina, Anna, Lydia,
Ooh,
Reyna,
we don't even talk
June,
about it.
Asuka, Lars,
And
and
like
even Brian.
a biggest
But
thing
here's the
too is
thing.
like, bro, What is okay? So obviously these are very situational events.
Yeah.
Like respectfully, who is getting hit with a fully charged counter hit 1+2 by Lydia going into a TOD? At that point,
But
one,
here's
you
the
might
thing,
need to
though.
delete the game.
But
Why
but
are
he-
we doing?
but
Why do
here's
we
the
have TODs?
but here's the thing, though. I think there's characters that deserved good buffs, and I think here's the thing. There's characters that deserved good buffs, but there was also some things I think they just didn't understand of how overtuned those buffs were.
Hmm.
Right? Lydia's new Oki situation where she does a full load of damage now doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't understand
I'm
it
glad
either.
she gets a confirming structure towards it and she can get to more plus frame situations, which I'm okay with, but you gave her way too much damage situation.
Because like, why did you do that?
Here's the thing though. Lydia had a 50-50 in heat,
Exactly.
right? I think Lydia played very well of how Tekken 8 standards are supposed to be, but they
Hmm.
don't really limit themselves of how it should cater to be. It's not it's catering so heavy on like you have this 50-50 now, you're gonna get plus frames every single time. There's this whole roulette now. Now you're gonna take this extra damage.
Okay.
You're gonna get a ton of damage now. Ton of damage.
Hmm.
Which I'm like, okay, Lydia had a 50-50 in heat, which kind of I'm like, okay, it wasn't so bad, but there was some situation where okay, you can step it. Okay,
Yeah.
there's some mind procedural to it. If you're going to step it, she's going to hit you with the unblockable. If you're not going to step it, she's going
Yeah,
to
hit
hit
you
you
with
with
the mid.
the mid. And it's like, okay, you start seeing where this kind of situational cycle, it's more situational now. You're like, okay, if I step, I
You're gonna get
deflect,
hit.
I avoid the mid. If she does a high, it's going to track me and I can't duck it either. It's
Exactly.
fast enough, I can't duck it, right? I can't
Exactly.
fuzzy duck it. And that's the thing. That's the move you can't fuzzy duck. It's very hard to fuzzy duck. You can't fuzzy duck that move.
You gotta have some
But
quick
here's the thing.
reactions to do that.
But here's the thing. Lydia has this situation, but you're going off other characters that also have this situation turned up to fucking 11.
Oh my
I mean,
lord.
here's the thing. Jack A is one of the best examples. Turned up to 11. Please plus 8 on a freaking move, dog.
Well, why
Plus
are we
8.
allowing this? Is
He
my
claps.
question.
He claps. And here's the thing too. People don't even know this too. Is that even if he clap, he don't even have to do the clap. He gets a free 50-50 if he just does the rocket jump
Because
thing,
everything
and that's
50-50
it.
now.
Everything's a 50-50. If you don't, because the thing, he can just do that. He can stay duck. If you do a heat engager, it doesn't matter. He can just block it or he can just duck it and launch you.
And
He
some
doesn't have
things
to do the
too,
clap.
even with like the same thing with Lars too. I actually like watched who was it? I watched FDX video. He was like actually like making like a little labbing session with all the characters and what they got. I'm not Law. Lars has a move where he is like I think it's like 1-2 into what's the name dash stance, and I think it's like two. It's his new. It's one of his new moves. It's a big homing move. It's like a really wide what's the name mid, and you can't power crush it.
That's
You
Gen
can't you
3.
can't turn
Yeah.
it to what's the name. You can't go in the heat. There's no option to like do anything against that. And I'm like, what are
But
we?
that's the situ But that's what I'm saying though, is that Tekken has moved away from just actually trying to figure out an option than just having a situation of like people are always I think the game caters so much to just the function of just mashing a lot.
I do, yeah.
The game is just so prone to mashing. The game is given this ideal of like whoever can mash the fastest or match quicker, it's just how it's going to be. And I tested this out online when just trying to go full on defense, like I'm just
Yeah.
trying to block. There's never a moment where someone is just mashing. Like no one ever takes the time just to think. You know,
Mhm.
it's just a back and forth motion of like, oh, if I keep pressing and pressing and pressing, I'm +1 in every jab, I'm +1 on this low, I'm +2, I'm +6,
Yeah.
this and this and that, then I can just keep mashing,
I feel you.
right? I can just keep doing this whole entire roll until
If
he
you're not
just
gonna do
gets ready just
anything,
to until he just gets ready to just get hit by a counter hit, you know?
yeah.
And that's the main situation where this game is just in a very bad spot. The game caters so much to this mashing like philosophy that there's no actual thinking. The game loses its process of thinking. It's just if you can counter hit the fastest, you win the game. It's counter hit the
Exactly.
video game. It is 50-50 counter hit the video game.
Which we know the
If you
best.
don't get yeah, it's just like that's what Tekken 8 is. And here's the thing, they want to appeal to casuals. It's not working. Nobody even likes the whole functionality of this 50-50
And it makes
crap.
everybody look like they're good and they actually know what they're doing when in reality, bro, if you were playing
People
Tekken 7,
think
you
they're
get
good.
smacked.
Exactly. It's like, why are people going back to older Tekkens now? People are finding matches on Tekken 7 now. People are finding ranked matches on Tekken 7 now.
It would take me less than five
Why?
minutes to find a match on Tekken 7 if I hopped in there.
Exactly, but why? But here's the thing: why are people now reverting back to these old Tekkens? If you look at old Tekken data, here's the thing: I'm gonna make this very clear. I don't dislike the aggression, like the philosophy behind it. I don't
Mm.
disagree with it. I like the idea that there is something that you can do, but the issue is there's way too much stuff that you can do. You're giving away too much of the actual functionality of the game
Yeah,
instead of actually giving some of the actual mind facilities or coordination to actually know what's going on.
exactly,
There's been moments where I just catch people just mashing and I use the new move that Victor got, the new buffed parry that he got back too,
exactly.
and I catch people mashing all the
And
time.
and it's like, bro,
There's
it's
never
broken.
but there's never a moment where people are so quick to just rapidly press a button. It's like I need to do something. I need to do something. I have to get this methodical structuring. I have to break his defense. I have to just get something out. But here's the thing, if they get something out, they're just gonna dig jab or they're just gonna punch.
Exactly, and
And that's the issue. It's like everyone is so ready just to press. Everyone's so ready to press, and it's the exact same with Leroy. Leroy has a plus frame sidestep move that's +5. Fang has a better parry and he can sidestep back. Has a new heat smash and he's more plus. Alyssa has a. Here's the one that pisses me off. They nerfed Alyssa.
I
They
don't even
nerfed
see
Alyssa's
it
chainsaw.
either, low
No, no.
key.
But here's the thing. They nerfed Alyssa's chainsaw. It does more pushback, right? Here's the thing. The crazy part about that, they nerfed Alyssa's double chainsaw that
Mm-hmm.
she's mainly supposed to get plus one, but she does pushback now. But here's the thing. They nerfed it and they buffed it even better. They made her get a full-on 50-50 for her. She can
Everything.
chainsaw you and does a pushback and it's a 50-50 still.
Yeah,
And I'm
now
thinking
who
to
hits
myself,
first?
what in the hell are y'all doing? What in the hell is that? How are you going to nerf a situation that was broken and make it even better? It's the
Exactly.
exact same way for Jin. They nerfed Jin's down, his sweeping low doesn't counter hit no more. His 2-1-3 string doesn't. His 2-1-4, 2-1, yes, 2-1-4 string is not safe anymore. It's -10. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give him a Lars move. We're gonna give him a Lars move that's -8 on block. We're gonna give him a plus
Oh
frame
my
move
lord.
that's +6 on block. We're gonna
Oh.
make him have a loop that's +5 on block. And I'm like, what is going on? And you know what's crazy? Their highs, it's a high mid structural strength. If you step it, he's gonna try to just stop you from it. How are
Like,
you gonna
what you
nerf a
want,
character
bro?
situation? It's like we nerfed this character, but we gave him something better. I'm like,
That's
Jin
not
is
our nerf in
better
the
in
first
season
place.
two. Dude, Jin is better in season two than he was in season one. Jin is stronger in season two than he was in season one. Y'all thought Jin was an issue in season. Brother, I'd rather have season one Jin back. Season two Jin is stupid.
Cause at least he made more sense in season one than he did in season two. Cause
I
I'm
was
not
able, dude.
understanding
It
what.
made more sense. It made more sense knowing about how Jin dealing with Jin shit than dealing with his new mid high functionality that gives him plus frames, and he just can just put you in this loophole which you can't do anything.
And it's
You
crazy.
know,
We went from having this game last year being one of the top, like most, what's the name, most
like it
liked,
was
best
getting to,
reviews.
yeah, it was
We
getting to a
dipped.
good state. Yeah, it was getting to a very good state. I think a lot of people were just discussing like Tekken 8 was getting somewhere, and people. And here's the thing, it was getting somewhere good. I'm like, okay, hopefully season two they actually know what they're gonna do with these new moves, and they don't just mess it up. They're gonna nerf the high tiers. They're gonna buff a little bit of the bottom tiers and give this nice functional balance and give these new moves to make sure like it can just give this new type of methodical play to it. There's a lot more, situational value to it. But they just say, let's just give everybody plus frames. Let's give everybody +8. Let's give everybody +5, +4, +6. Let's do
That's
it all on
why.
block. All on block, by the way, not even on hit. On hit, you're just +15. On hit, you're +17. On hit, you're +11. Fucking Leo has a situation in Heat where he's +9
It's
on a
like
tracking high.
Why? Like, bro,
He's
explain
plus.
it to
There's
me.
a clip on Twitter from K Wiz that shows a Leo doing his whole loop: +6, +8, +9, +8, +6,
And
+8,
you're just
+9,
put in a
plus.
situation that you don't need to be in.
Like, what are you gonna do? You just stand there. You just have to wait for him just to do something. And if he does a low, shit, bro, you
Like,
gonna
what are you
take
gonna do?
that. What you gonna do? You gonna take that low, bro. That's it. You gonna take that mix. There's no possible situation you gonna take that mix. It's the exact same way too. Paul has an unblockable string.
And we only, I'm bro. Look, bro. I was on Twitter the other day. I don't even be hopping on Twitter like that. I only be looking to see if there's like any fighting game content news. I saw that. I saw like he had like a haymaker who was like 401 plus two
Yeah,
into Rising Four. I'm
yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
I had to
Like,
check
dude,
that
it's an
myself.
unblockable move.
It was
It's an
tweaking, bro.
unblockable move, dude. Anna's even an issue, dude. Anna has a, dude. I don't even know. People need to understand how how crazy Anna is in this game. Anna has a situation where so I think it's one situation where she can hold down her crouch button. She
Yeah.
gets a sweeping low that tornadoes. She's the only character in this game compared. No, no, not even that. She's the only character in this game that has the fastest hell sweep in the game, and it combos.
And you get a
She
whole
has
combo of
the
that. It's insane.
she gets a whole combo out of the fastest hell sweep in the world. And not only that, that's still a 50-50. She's in crouch state. It's still a 50-50. If you think she's gonna do low, shit, bro, you gotta take that mid,
You
bro.
just got hit, man.
You
How you
got
react
you
to that?
got what you gonna do, bro? Why didn't you react to the mid, bro?
Like, what you
Why
want
did
to
you react
do?
to the 18 to 20 to like the 15 frame mid, bro? Come on, guess the launcher, bro.
I'm
Not her
saying.
launcher 16 frame. Guess the 16 frame, bro. You thought the low was issue? Shit, man, you forgot. You didn't even guess hard enough, bro.
Yeah, and
You
I
didn't
mean,
guess hard
like, the
enough.
biggest thing I
But
also
that's the issue,
mentioned.
though. You can't. You got. You just. That's legit. The whole saying that you didn't guess hard enough, bro. That's
Exactly.
it.
And it's all
That's the
everything has
thing.
to be an educated guess, and it's crazy because we got like
Everything's an educated
pros who are
guess.
even
Yeah.
complaining about this. Like we got people
And the
like Hey
thing is,
Wiz, FDX. We got knee, and I think even Arsenal S like said something about it. Like I don't even know what Arsenal S said, but I do pretty sure I saw something about it. How he was like, bro, this game is just really just gun to shit, bro. And I'm like, okay,
he wants
man.
to go back to season one. He said it himself. He wants to go back to season one, dude. They legit buffed. Look, here's the thing. They decided to buff the brains out of every busted character, dude. The you know what the crazy part is? The top players right now that are God in season two right now. It's only been day four of season two, and it tells you so quickly how bullshit this game is because Joker got Fang to God in 2 days. June is a God. I don't know who the June player was. June is a God player. I think it's a June player, but I'm not pretty sure. But I know it's a June that's like very high up right now. It's like top four right
Yeah.
now. June is like God. Ninja Killer, who plays Law. I don't care what anyone says. Ninja Killer is the most BS player in Tekken, bro. Because he knows he can abuse every single thing on Law. Because he did the thing. He does the Wall Rising 4 mix up every single time. There's not a single thing he doesn't know that playing that character is bullshit. He knows straight fact that character is completely broken. Even when because they were supposed to nerf Law. We wanted Law to get nerfed. Fuck it. Let's give him nunchucks that track.
Both sides, by the way.
Let's give him moves that still make him broken. We nerfed his wall rising 4. We merged his wall rising 4. It's not +9 anymore. It's +4. But not only that, we still give him some buster play. You still can't step it. It don't matter. We just they toned down the plus frames for not even it to matter. It was plus like 6, and now it's +4. What does it matter? You still can't step nothing. What are you gonna step? There's nothing to step, and that's what pisses me off. I'm like, how are you gonna tell me you toned down the plus frames if the plus frames are still there?
Oh,
And that's what
no,
I'm saying.
it's
Like
cooked, bro. This
they
look,
made
this
they
whole this
made
whole
every
game's cooked.
character so BS, man. They made every character so BS. And the last topic I'm gonna go about is the identity. Tekken in general identity is completely just gone, dude. It's gone because after playing matches, it's like it comes to a point like there comes to a point where you're really just losing the functionalization of the identity of the game. The functional processing of like guessing or not just of just understanding methodical plays, poking, spacing, stance switching, where characters could stance, where characters were just neutral, how neutral plays work, how your strings were just negative. If you didn't use the right string, you would get punished for it. If you didn't use the right functionalities, you would get punished for it. You have to really think methodically of what moves were risky and what moves were giving you a better chance.
Yeah,
When to hit a combo, when to actually, launch somebody, when the punishes really come out, and you know, it takes away from that. You're
it
not
does. It
giving your
does.
Tekken 8 with the aggression is not a bad idea. You're giving the format abilities like you're okay. You're taking away the aggression just by giving everybody just something to do. You're
Exactly.
giving something. You're giving everybody an option, and that's the issue. The whole point of Tekken was to have weaknesses.
Exactly. And I feel for that.
Nobody's weak. Nobody
Everybody's a
has a
good
weakness
character.
no more.
Every character is viable now.
Every character is viable, but there's also, of course, since they buffed the high tiers, there's the high tiers still have more options,
Bro,
right?
it's
The
just
high
like
tiers still have more
Jin.
options than other characters, and that's the main issue. Is that yeah, you can buff everybody, but you don't buff the high tiers for them to still be
Like, leave them where
bullshit.
they're at right now. Buff everybody.
Yeah,
Oh, because like honestly, I would have preferred. Like, I'm probably one of the only people that says I would have preferred everybody getting nerfed. Like, add the new moves. Don't make them as good as everything else. Take some of like make some of the moves more negative for some other players. Like, I would prefer everyone be nerfed and everyone go down in terms of like rank and the tiers and all that. Than everyone being all. I'd rather everyone be gutted. I really would have just preferred everyone being
exactly.
gutted.
I was here's the thing too with because for me my main of course my main is Victor, right?
Mhm.
My main character that I play in Tekken 8 is Victor,
Mhm.
and been playing him since, the game dropped.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, is that even in Season 1, when I was, trying to get situations with him, I was still doing pretty good, even with the situations that he has
Mhm.
now. I'm like, okay, he had weaknesses. There was things that I kind of wanted him to, like, he needed, right?
Yeah.
I kind of wanted things he needed. It's like, what I only asked for is like, oh, I wish he just got a new low. His lows were shit. He had
Exactly. I
no good
you agree.
lows. He had no good situations to open up stuff,
And every
and
time you
that's
hit a
it.
low, it would either be really risky, and
It
it
really
would
risky.
because all of
Yeah,
them were not none of the lows we had actually, except for down three, I believe, was like
yeah.
was good for for
Was
starting
was
up
was
anything.
good or like highly. Everything was still at risky. Even like Farzine agreed like, oh yeah, Victor's lows were pretty shit, but he was Tekken 8. He was in that position where okay, it's Tekken 8 for him. It's starting to make sense. But when Victor got buffed, when I saw the Victor buffs, I'm like, okay, this is starting to make sense. But I started looking at everyone else's patch notes, and I'm like, this is starting to make less sense now because what people are saying right now is, and I'm going off just what people are saying. I'm not going off statistics. Right? Oh, actually, no, I'm putting up statistics up there right now.
Yeah.
There's a chart right now about win rates right now.
Hmm.
Victor is number two right now for the least amount of win rates right now. It's two right now. It's two or three by far right now. Victor doesn't have a strong win rate in season two because no one plays him and people are realizing like, oh, everyone is just better now. Why would I want to play Victor? Because here's the
Exactly.
thing, Victor's buffs were good. I think his buffs were not too oversaturated because
Hmm.
the thing about it is now is that a lot of his stuff is still fake pressure, and people don't realize that. Victor's whole entire situation now is still fake pressure. And the thing is too, you can still read a lot of his shit, right?
Yeah.
The thing is too, if because I think his new move, his new situation where he can go to perfume into eye stands, everything, it's still fake pressure. All of his new buffs are just major situations where he can just okay, he gains more pressure. He gains situation where he legit gains more fake pressure. That's Victor's buffs. He gains more fake pressure. The only pressure he got out of the new move was running 1-2. The new
Hmm.
running 1-2 that he got, the low situation that he got now. It's something that he needed. That's the right move he needed. He needed a new low. We got a new
Yeah.
low. I'm happy he got a new low. That's all I wanted. To be fair, I was okay with just him getting a new low, and it's +4. It's not broken. It's not overpowered. Forward 1+2 became useful. It's +3. It's not too broken. You know, it's a long range move. Your +3 means you still gain your turn. It's not a big situation. If I'm close up and I use them with close up, okay, I gain a little bit of a 50-50. They still have to kind of think about it, but if they don't do anything, it's nothing. If they
Yeah.
don't do anything, it's like okay, they didn't do nothing. They didn't fall for it. I got to go to the next move, right?
I feel you.
And and it's the exact same situation. It's like you can do full crouch 1+2, go into
Mm-hmm.
perfume, you can go
Yeah.
into eye sense from that, and it's a full mix of it. But here's the thing. All of that you can launch him at. It's fake pressure. All of
Everything is
that's
fake
fake
pressure.
pressure.
Exactly.
Everything that he got was fake. That was the most benefit. And I'm not being biased based around. I'm going off just pure
Actual
statistics of what
facts.
everyone else got. Just
You can
everyone
jab me out
else
of it. You
got.
can launch me out of it. I think it's because call me crazy to say it, but I do Loki think that our pressure is way worse than what's named Lars.
Oh, 100%. Our precious waivers. And here's the thing too. I'm going off this my secondary as well. My secondary that I play in Tekken 8 is Raven. I labbed Raven. Raven doesn't need any of this crap. Raven is Raven was still good in season 1. I don't people are like covering up Raven was really good in Tekken 1. Yeah, he needed a little bit of buffs, but his buffs were
Mm,
so overtuned
that we don't.
compared to
What are you
what
doing?
Victor got. Bro, I play Raven and I got Raven at GOD in season 1 because I understood his situations. Like I played it, and I'm like, okay, I can see where people are coming out. Like, oh, he needs buffs. Okay, he needs a little bit of something. He needs buffs.
But just a
Give him
tiny
a
bit. They
new.
gave him. They overdid
Yeah,
it.
they overtuned the crap out of it. I'm like, dude, you gave him freaking back two, four to go into teleport into a free mix-up. You made it. He made his core the strongest buff he got in the most broken situation he's ever gotten in this game was quarter circle 1+2. Quarter circle 1+2 was -9. It's +5. His quarter circle 1+2 is a +5 50/50. Dog, if you step that move, his tracking
Is
while rising
insane.
3-4, his tracking while rising 3-4 is -9. It's a safe tracking move. Before the last patch, it was -11. Dude, if they kept that, Raven would have been good.
Yeah, yeah. And man,
I'm
I
thinking
don't
to
even talk
myself,
about it.
what's the point, dude? There's no risk reward. He can do whatever he wants now. I don't care when it goes down to like Raven players like Cryo plays Raven, I play Raven, Shinobi Kun, Immortal Soul.
And I've just started
They
on my guide to trying to be a Raven player too.
Yeah, it's like they play. It's like they know Raven's like, okay, Raven got buffs. He got buffed,
He got
but he
nice.
got way too overtuned. Way too overtuned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, the strongest move I saw in that patch, I was like, okay, he got this new teleport situation. It's not all bad. That's not the issue. The biggest issue by far, has to be that quarter circle 1+2. That makes no sense to me why he needs that move,
It
or
doesn't
why
either. Yeah.
his tracking while standing 3-4 is -9 now,
Yeah.
right? It's -9, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Not at
That
all.
move should not be -9, and his quarter circle 1+2 should not be +5.
It
Because
shouldn't not
here's
in
the
the way.
reason why. Because I had to lab this so much to figure out like what can I actually do on this move. Dude, I have to use Expulsion to freaking punish the move. And here's the thing. If he does that move on +5 and and Raven does a wall rising too, if I do Expulsion, I'm dead.
And like that's the crazy part too. 'Cause I don't even think they fixed the tracking on Exlusion either, especially with the way that I just like.
No, the tracking's still garbage. I mean, it makes sense. It was a broken move, but here's the funny part. People are people are bullshit for this too. People complain about Victor in season 1, about vanilla season 1.
This
Like,
one's
oh, he was
crazy.
broken. Like he was like, oh, he was broken. He needs to get nerfed. Dude, he's too strong. He's +8 on wall running too. But y'all looking at Jack 8 like he's okay.
And then they had to nerf our character and make it so we were -9. Not no, not -9,
Because
-5 on.
y'all looking
So we
at
have to
Leo
go to
that
lot late. Aye.
y'all looking at Leo that he's +9 on heat on a tracking move. Y'all looking at he's +5 on heat.
But we ain't gonna
He has
talk
a
about
Den
that though.
3 that's plus.
But we ain't gonna talk
We
about though.
don't talk about that though, right? But y'all were complaining about Victor's +8 move. Y'all, he had a +8 move, and that was it.
That's
That was
about
it.
it.
And that's all it. His wall running 2 was 15 frames. Y'all complaining about that, but y'all
Sidestep.
got
Just
Jack
know how to
8 doing
sidestep.
+8. Just sidestep it, bro.
Like all
That
my
was it.
soul.
But y'all were too. But nobody wanted to talk about that. Y'all complained about Victor. Oh, he got the worst win rate now, and y'all still complaining about him now.
Cause you guys just don't know how to take it. You just don't know how to
Y'all,
fight him.
y'all,
Just
didn't-
lab the character then.
people were so hectic. Like, oh, dude, Victor's so busted. His +8. his 15 frame while running two, dude. But Austin has a 15 frame heat engager on high.
I'm
Lars has a
saying.
plus five move on high.
Mm-hmm.
Raven has a plus 5 move on a quarter circle move. And I'm like, y'all were complaining about Victor. Y'all didn't even think about what the situation was gonna happen in this game.
It's
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 like
it's just like
y'all man making it, and not even that. Now we're gonna talk about this too. Y'all complain about Victor. Look at June. June is 10 times worse.
this man,
June is
bruh.
busted.
He hate
June is
anybody that's a Mishima, bro.
y'all were complaining
Related.
about y'all were complaining about running two move. June has a plus 6 tracking move. Plus 6 tracking, dude. It hits from 3.8. Y'all thought Clyde was bullshit, dog. Look at June shit, bro.
This man right
June
here.
has a.
This
I'm
man
not
right
even
here.
fibbing. Y'all can pick up June on day one and be the best player in the game. Y'all got one move that y'all need to do. Just do that tracking move. Y'all win the game. And if
Exactly.
y'all get your install, y'all just win. Y'all don't have to do nothing. You don't even have to think anymore. You don't gotta do no lows, no nothing. You
Don't
just
even
gotta do
worry
the
about it.
beam. You gotta do the beam move and you tracking move. That's it. And if they get hit by that plus 6 tracking move, they're dead. And you know what's crazy? That tracking move is 20 frames. You can't do nothing. Nothing. It is a 20 something frame move. You can't do nothing to that move. Y'all thought you could press? Good luck pressing on that move. That move was bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. This this is what Tekken is now. Tekken 8 is bullshit. You pull out
Bro.
that plus 6 move,
And
you're
you're
gone.
gone.
You're gone. It's it. And not even to that. Y'all thought Tekken 8 was even worse? Yo, Clive got a 60 damage
Bro, we ain't even gonna
4
talk
4.
about that, bro. Look, I
Clive
hit that
has
on
a
somebody,
60
bro.
damage 4 4 1 plus 2. Y'all gonna tell me a counter hit move does 60 damage. But
Mm-mm.
not even to mention that. Not even to mention that, right? It's plus 4 on block. It is 20 frame plus 4 on block. And it tracks hard. It tracks left.
It's
It tracks
insane.
right. If you step with that move and you align yourself, it will track every single time. Not even that, his 4 4 2 got buffed. His parry got buffed.
Man.
And y'all thought this character was an issue, brother. You are tripping. Brother, I just wanted a new low. Y'all got plus frames, bro.
Y'all
And
don't they
that's the
don't
thing.
see it. They don't see it
But
either.
that's the issue though. The identity of the game is gone. It's not there's no more of this functionality of just like, oh, there's a thinking process. No, just pull out your bullshit, bro. Dude, I've gone. You know how many times I've gone back and forth with the crowd? I was like,
Hmm.
I've won the game just pure bullshitting it.
Exactly. Yeah.
pure pure BSing it. We gone back and forth on it. It's like, dude, I just won the game just looping you.
Exactly. How I feel you.
You didn't guess correctly. That sucks, bro. Should have guessed better.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm saying.
Should have guessed better. It's the same way for him. I should have guessed better, bro.
But
What
look,
can I do, man?
let me
What can
go
I
and
do?
say it though. That I it's in general. This whole like season just like all over the place. It's not. At least right now this patch very terrible. I pray they fix the patch in like the emergency patch. Which you if you had tested your game out with, you literally could have brought someone who was better like Arslan Nash. Some of the pro players need all these other like players who like play the game for a living to like test it out and test your characters out. I just like
Yeah.
what's the name? I just think that you definitely could have done better. Do you have any
What I
closing thoughts for like?
what I want them to do is like closing thoughts based around this as well about we're gonna also just on pro players. A lot of the pro players don't like the game. Everyone's hating the game right now. Pro players like Joka even said it himself. He got the GOD and he knows the game's trash. The game is god awful.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to revert it back or just wants to get tweaked. Everything is just they need to do it right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And everything just needs to get just toned down a little bit, but also they need to make sure that they just have a better idea of how balancing works. Their idea of a balancing is so god awful.
Yeah.
Like comparison to right now about how Victor got buffed and how Raven got buffed, how Leroy and how Lars got buffed, you know, yeah, some of these characters needed the buffs, but you don't need to give these good
Everybody.
characters that were good already everybody to give them more bull crap, you know?
Exactly.
And the thing is too is that what I wish the devs did is like what I really wish they did was like beta build testing. You know, that's
Exactly.
like the one thing I wish they like they put out a beta build of like how the new season is gonna work out. We test it out and then we give them actual critical feedback. And I wish they took that critical feedback as
Yeah,
well, right?
it's
And I
just
hope
not
this
Tekken.
video, and I hope this video reaches out to somebody in Bandai, or just if in general, Bandai
Exactly, I
Namco.
will.
I'm telling you straight far, or anyone on Twitter or anything right now, the game is in a such a terrible spot. Right now, it's not. Right now, it's not a good time because the game is so catered to. If you want to play Tekken, don't play the game seriously. Do not play the game seriously.
Turn your brain off
Tekken
and play a matching character. You'll win.
Tekken 8 right now is a party game. Tekken 8 is a party. There's no competitiveness, there's no casual play. Just go on the game, pick a random character and just ball out.
Shoot, actually,
That's
ball
it.
out. Go in the fighting lounge right now and go play some Tekken ball with
Just
somebody.
just just Tekken ball it, play Tekken ball, do the super ghost battles, pick a OP character, do the slide
Like
button,
do
play
everything, bro.
Shaheen, do everything right now, bro. Right now, because Tekken is not even competitive no more. Tekken 8 is far gone from competitiveness because everything has a loop, everything has a stance, everything has plus frames, everything is just all over the
It's
place.
all over the place.
There's
Yeah.
no control. There's no
Mhm.
control. And with that is that I love Tekken 8. I love Tekken as a genre. I've been playing it since Tekken Tag 2. First Tekken was just Tekken Tag on the PlayStation 2.
And
And,
all
I
classic.
love the game. I put a ton of hours in this game, and I love the idea that I got to get better. I got skillful. I was able to understand my character.
He's the top 10 in the world in this game. Like he's a gamer. Like aside from Tekken, like I'm just giving
Yeah.
some other accolades. This man is also like one of the top 125 people in the world for like a Halo championship. This man's like a
Yeah.
good FPS player.
I mean,
This man is amazing.
I've been all over the place. Like, I've been in FPSs, I've been in fighting games. I grew up with FPS and fighting games. My first fighting game was Dead or Alive. I grew up in
Mhm.
that genre of games. I grew up in the 3D genre, and Tekken being the next introduction of what the next fighting genre is going to be for me, and I enjoy the game.
Mhm.
Victor's a very cold character. When I first saw him, he's very cool. When I played Tekken 7, I played Master Raven, I played Kunimitsu.
Yeah.
And Kunimitsu was also had some issues too, but there were situations where it kind of worked and kind of didn't, but everything had a good flow chart to it. Everything had a good balance to it. But
Exactly.
I love Tekken 8. I love the game. The game's aesthetically pleasing. It's a fun game, but right now it's
It's
not in a
not at where
situation
it's
where
at.
it's not competitive. It's not a competitive fighting game right now because everyone has something strong. The fact that everyone's OP, no one's OP. If everyone's strong, no one's strong. And it's just like, I got to a point where I'm, in the leaderboards top 9, and I'm probably gonna keep playing and try to get better at the game or try to figure out something to do well with it.
Exactly.
But,
Uh-huh.
I just hope the emergency patch they're doing mid-April is actually gonna be beneficial, or anything they do, anything in the future to fix the game, because right now
All over
it's
the
not
place.
looking good. Tekken World Tour is starting in a couple weeks
And that, like,
as
I'm not even
well.
gonna lie, I don't even want to know how. I'm gonna watch it if it's actually gonna go well. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
it's,
watch it. The Esports World Cup is gonna feature Tekken. Evo Japan is coming up soon.
and then
You
Evo's coming
know,
later on this
Combo
year.
Breaker, Combo Breaker's coming around this April, and people are gonna be playing this in season 2 as well. Like,
So
we
yeah,
don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, we're gonna really see how the game's gonna play out if they don't put this out soon enough, and that's the issue is that they're not gonna put it out soon enough, and that's like the main stick is
hmm,
the game is not the game feels like how it was in beta. You
yeah.
know,
Where it's like,
I was talking to some folks about it. It's like the game. If anyone in here has ever played the Tekken 8 beta when the first beta came, like the closed beta,
hmm,
that's exactly what this game is now.
I agree.
Tekken 8 beta is exactly what this game is now. They took one step forward, went all the way back, bro. They are on beta stage now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna put some good input into this towards the end of it, and this is gonna be my final thoughts.
Okay.
The game is okay with aggression. Okay? The game, I see their vision. I don't disagree with the vision of aggression. I think it's a good
All right.
implementation. It's a great implementation to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea that you can still do something but still be methodically thinking about it is a good thing. There's always a situation where you can just give yourself an option to get yourself out of things. And I
I
think that's
yeah.
good. It follows the exact same realm of how Dead or Alive did it. Dead or Alive has a parry system and a block system and a throw system where you can counteract all that stuff. And it's a good philosophy. I'm like, that's why I kind of enjoy Tekken 8 a lot more because there's that philosophy to it. But
Yeah.
the idea of it, aggression is that I like the aggression. It's just the fact that they made it so much more less focus on thinking than more just like let me just go crazy and just start bursting out moves, heat burst, 50-50s, do a low, do a high, +9, +8, and it takes away the function, I want them to fix it. I love the game, but that's just my final thoughts. I appreciate GPS for putting me on here and talking about the game, but I think everyone else can agree on it as well for the community of Tekken. We all want the game to be better. Michael
Hmm.
Murray, Harada, or what's his name, Cody, I think what his name is. If you're listening, please fix the game. Or if
Yeah.
anyone else is listening, or if anyone wants to take this input,
Put this on
from my
Twitter
input,
somewhere. Let them
or
know.
GPS, you
I'm,
know,
put it out
like
there.
please fix the game, dude. We love the game. I'm a big fan of the game.
We
It's a
all
fun
are. We all
game,
are.
but we just want the game to work. The
Yeah.
game doesn't work. That's the thing, Fix tracking, fix the plus frames, don't like just nerf the big bullshit characters. It doesn't make sense to have, Lars still be strong or have Leroy be a +5 move or give Raven a quarter circle 1+2 that's +5. It doesn't make sense. You're giving away too much of this risk reward, and you're giving so much of like just play the game just to mash your buttons. You're not. We just all want the game to work. We're not hating on the game. We're not hating on the creators. Just that
Yeah.
we just want you to have better inputs of like what you can do better on the game, and then that's basically it. We just want the game better. We
That's
want the
fine.
game to work.
Exactly. All right. But again, I want to say I appreciate you, Edwall, for coming out for like this little quick session with me. What's the name? I love how. Oh, you already know. I always love having a conversation with you about this because this
Of
game is
course.
like my passion, my life. This is the first game I like
Yeah.
took really seriously aside from like Fighter Z and Street Fighter, and this is a game I actually took the time to get good at.
Yeah.
He basically said all I really wanted to say in the sense of like, bro, I really just want this game to kind of get to a point where it's fixed. Like even right now, like I know for a fact you I was on this game like 24/7. You don't even see
Oh
me hopping
yeah,
on
I
the
mean
game
we
anymore. I've been
the
playing
thing
Street
is, the thing
Fighter.
is too is that when we first were playing Tekken 8 is that like Tekken 8 is a great game for community building. I
It
met
makes friends.
GPS randomly just from Discord from just Tekken 8 Discord, and then we were just happened to be close to each other, and we met at a game cafe and we were just playing Tekken, and it's a
Exactly.
great way to link and bond. He wanted to learn how to play Victor. I was a Victor main, I was a
Really
God
good.
Victor, so I taught him how to play Victor.
And
He
now I'm
got
where I'm
better.
at.
I'm still learning too, as I'm going, as I'm playing him, and he's learning as he's playing me. It's a back and forth motion, but the game doesn't give that information anymore if I can't teach him methodically. It's just like, just go bullshit, bro. Just go haywire.
Exactly.
Just start throwing lows and just do everything, bro. Just pull out everything you could think of.
So that's all I
And it
gotta
kind of
do.
yeah, just defeats the purpose of like actually learning a fighting game. You just go on haywire.
But yeah, that's basically all I gotta say though. All I gotta say is subscribe to the video. That's probably gonna be the end of everything. And I appreciate everyone for coming in and at least listening to this version of a Tekken talk that was way better than the one that they wanted to release. So I'll see y'all. Catch up.